And welcome to another Star Trek product review. This time I have something much longer than in the previous weeks. As you can see, it's a multi-part review. This is the part 1 of Star Trek Vault, which is a 2011 book. 40 years from the archives, as you can see. Written by Scott Tipton. Now this is the main kind of box in which they arrived, and not sure if you can see it, but there is a nice picture of the bridge section of the USS Enterprise D on the front side. Now on the back side you can see basically short preview of the items which you can find inside this book. The ultimate celebration of the world's most famous science fiction series. Yes, covering 4 decades, so the first 11 movies. You unfortunately will not find there anything from the new reboot movies yet. So I hope that a new edition will be released one day. And I'm not sure why it was released in 2011 when it's called the 40th anniversary. Now inside of this box, this cardboard box, is this huge book, which again has the picture of the USS Enterprise D. On the front part you can see the bridge, and on the back side you can see the body. Oh, sorry, it's actually the USS Enterprise from classic Star Trek, not the USS Enterprise D. Sorry for that. And it begins with space. Space, the final frontier. 40 years from the archives. Mr. Spock, played by the late Leonard Nimoy. Table of content. This is the CGI version of the Enterprise. Captain Kirk and Nomad. Introduction. Bones, Kirk and McCoy on the transporter, the 3 main heroes of the original series. Risk is our business. So the first chapter, or how should I call it, is about the original series, and it includes not only all this text, but also some nice pictures from both the actual episodes and some behind the scenes stuff, and also some promotional pictures just like this one with Uhura, McCoy, Kirk and Spock. This book is actually so huge that I had really problem with the camera to shoot it all, so sorry for the strange pans and zooms during all the footage. Now, this is the first really interesting thing. You can get this thing out, and it's a replica of a Star Trek coloring book. I had absolutely no clue that something like this existed. I'm not really sure that Star Trek is for little children. Captain Kirk, who doesn't look like William Shatner. Mr. Spock, yes, he looks a bit like Leonard Nimoy. A symbol of intergalactic friendship flowering. So this book is full of these little collectibles or now some pictures from the convention. I think it's from the first convention, not really sure. And on the right side you can see something interesting. 3 little trading cards. Not so funny. And I absolutely love these little descriptions, these small stories. Space race. This looks like a promotional picture. The previous one was definitely a blooper. And the last one, Teeny Bopper. Okay, I would like to see an episode with this plot. Now I'm sorry that they included only 3 of these cards, because they're really fun. Now here we see some of the original action figures from Mego. I don't really like Uhura, she's way too black on this. Nichelle Nichols is definitely not so black, she's more brown. I don't remember really the green guy in the swimming suit. This is the first African American astronaut, if I remember correctly. I don't really remember her name right now, but she was also on Star Trek The Next Generation. Dr. May something, not really sure. And pictures of different collectible items and merchandise. Star Trek Freeze Equals. Okay, I'm not really sure what this thing is. If you know it, feel free to write it down in the comments. I think it might be one of the things you can iron on your jacket or something like that. I'm not really sure what this thing is, but it looks nice. And it doesn't want to go back inside. Now some old toys. Oh, sorry, action figures. Now a nice picture of the real Enterprise, the space shuttle, and the crew of the old TV show. This is the actual space shuttle and the filming model, which was hanging in the Smithsonian. and actually still he's located in the Smithsonian. And we switch to the animated series, which is now on Blu-ray from last year, on the big expensive 2016 set. Or if you haven't upgraded to Blu-ray yet, it's also on DVD, which can be found really cheap. Again, some promotional material and pictures from the actual show. Yesteryear, which is probably the best episode from the cartoon, and the right one is, I think, from Time Trap. Now, the next chapter is Star Trek the Original Series films. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And some promotional pictures from the new stars, Ilea and Will Decker. The wonderful picture of the new Enterprise model. Again, some merchandise, some, I think, lunchboxes. Yeah, USS Enterprise bridge, and these are definitely lunchboxes, yes. Now, on this side, you can see a promotional picture from the bridge crew from Star Trek the Motion Picture. And I was trying to find a way how to properly film it, but I had to switch to handheld because tripod was absolutely useless for this huge book. Now you have these 4 stickers from, it looks like a replica from 1977 or 8. And Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. There was the beautiful poster, Spock lives. Well, not in that movie, in the next one. Some pictures from the movie and a Viewmaster reel. And Khan himself, Ricardo Montalban. A dish best served cold. Now we moved to Star Trek 3, where you can see the destruction of the Enterprise. And again, some toys. And Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Again, some promotional poster, and you will see the next part next week. As I said, this is way too long, way too much stuff. We have covered only really the beginning of the original series and the original movies. So the next part, I'll talk about the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise. So if you do like this kind of movies, feel free to come back next time or check any of the videos on my channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.